that these drug pushers, Treatment Action Campaign, together with the South African Medical Association, remember British Medical Association? There's a South African Medical Association. These two guys, or two organizations, are suing us, meaning me personally, our foundation, together with the South African government, now listen well, for conducting illegal, criminal experiments in the townships of South Africa by giving these poor people micronutrients. They have compared me with a doctor in the Nazi concentration camps, conducting illegal medical experiments on prisoners. Well, I'm saying you do this one time with me. If you go to our website, you'll find as the first segment now the comprehensive response that I wrote to this provocation. In this response, I'm documenting that the experiments in the Nazi concentration camps, by the way, there were of course no vitamin experiments, were done with pharmaceutical drugs. Hardly any of these drugs had a name. They all had code names because they were freshly patented. I've included documents from the Nuremberg War Tribunal that shows correspondence from BASF to Hoechst to Bayer, Beringwerke, directly to the doctors in the concentration camps who did those experiments. I've included the publications in medical journals about these criminal experiments. The records show that this was not the SS. The SS didn't even have the power, the mental or scientific power to train these doctors. These were doctors on the payroll of Bayer who did these experiments. And Bayer paid a gazillion in the last 70 years to hide all those facts and blame it on some crazy SS people. I've documented that the apartheid regime in South Africa would not have been possible without those people who escaped the Nuremberg War Tribunal fleeing through the international network of IG Farben, which was the cartel name for Bayer, BASF and Hoechst at the time, to South America and to South Africa. And how the concentration camps of Auschwitz turned into Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was being imprisoned for 27 years. How the ghettos of Warsaw turned into the ghettos of Johannesburg and Cape Town. How the Nuremberg racial laws preventing contacts between Aryans and Jews were one-to-one translated into South African apartheid laws preventing contacts between whites and blacks. The Nazis that escaped were the architects of the apartheid regime. And the economic pillar of this regime were the pharmaceutical, chemical cartels. I have to stop here because our time is running. I encourage you to read this complaint online with all the references that I just mentioned. Why you did not know about it? If you go out here, I want you to take a few sentences, a few analyses with you. First, the pharmaceutical industry is not a health industry. but an investment business accountable above all to its shareholders. The marketplace of the pharmaceutical industry is your body, but it's only as long as it is sick. The extension of diseases is the precondition for the continued growth of the pharmaceutical investment business. The prevention and elimination of diseases threatens the pharmaceutical investment business and is therefore being fiercely fought by this lobby. See BMJ. The proven health benefits of vitamins are the biggest threat to the survival of the pharmaceutical investment business because they help correct the cellular basis of today's most common diseases and thereby threaten to eliminate the most profitable drug markets. So if I would be working in the field of osteoporosis or some other remote disease, it may cause some resistance, but not that fierce resistance that we're facing when we attack cancer and heart disease. We need to understand that the economic interests of the pharmaceutical investment business and the health interests of billions of people are simply incompatible. You recall Baycol, Lipobay, Vioxx. 50 people died, 6 million became living time bombs. Vioxx, the record says, the US health authorities, that 30,000 people who had taken Vioxx will die from it during the coming years. You know, the main problem is this one. Lipobay and Vioxx are not the exception. They are the rule. And here's the other thing you need to understand about pharmaceutical marketing. You have a drug, aspirin. It's prescribed. 1 aspirin a day keeps heart disease away. Maybe. But after 6, 8, 10 years, aspirin is digesting collagen. You will see the effects. Heart disease increases, cancer increases, or other diseases that are related to collagen digestion or degenerative diseases will increase. Cholesterol-lowering drugs are given for heart disease. No one tells you that after 4 to 7 years, your chances of getting liver cancer and other forms of cancer is multiplying. Painkillers, Vioxx, you take it for arthritis, but you develop heart disease. Estrogen, you take it to allegedly go against osteoporosis, but 1/3 of the women who take estrogen continuously, estrogen replacement therapy, develop breast cancer. 1/3. So you see, it's a system that's behind that, creating new disease markets in your body. The deadly side effects of registered drugs are the 4th leading cause of death in the industrialized countries, including Great Britain, surpassed only by heart disease, cancer, and strokes. So the very industry that says we want the monopoly as your purveyors of health has created an epidemic among the people of Great Britain and other countries that is only surpassed by the 3 leading causes of death. Amazing. The dimension of this fraud: the annual profits of the pharmaceutical business with disease are 500 billion euro. That's about, 380 billion British pound. If you put that in euros, as a stack one of each other, you can travel around the equator 30 times. Just 1 year. Just the profits.